By faith, Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going. By faith, he made his home in the promised land like a stranger in a foreign country. He lived in tents, as did Isaac and Jacob, who were heirs with him of the same promise. For he was looking forward to the city with foundations, whose architect and builder is God.
And by faith, even Sarah, who was past childbearing age, was enabled to bear children because she considered him faithful who had made the promise. And so, from this one man, and he as good as dead, came descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, and as countless as the sand on the seashore.
By faith, Abraham, at the time of testing, offered Isaac back to God. Acting in faith, he was as ready to return the promised son, his only son, as he had been to receive him. And this after he had already been told, "Your descendants shall come from Isaac." Abraham figured that if God wanted to, he could raise the dead. In a sense, that's what happened when he received Isaac back, alive from the altar.
By an act of faith, Isaac reached into the future as he blessed Jacob and Esau.
By an act of faith, Jacob on his deathbed blessed each of Joseph's sons in turn, blessing them with God's blessing, not his own, as he bowed worshipfully upon his staff.
By an act of faith, Joseph, while dying, prophesied the exodus of Israel and made arrangements for his own burial.
By faith, I learned to trust God and know that he is still writing my story, even if everything around me is confusing or painful. When I went back to high school after the pandemic, everything changed. The people that I once been best friends with and really connected to had joined different friend groups, or cliques, and had just gone down different paths. And it was really tough, honestly. I remember sitting there the first day of lunch being like, what happened? And I was had a lot of questions and just didn't really understand it. And later that year, my family experienced a loss maybe I never had before. And it didn't seem like the story had ended beautifully. But it was in times like these over the last year that I learned that not everything will end the way we want to or necessarily choose. There are definitely things that are pretty tough and hard times that will come our way. But it's in those really tough and difficult situations that our faith grows the most.